Hi, I'm Dave Brisland. On match day, I was 13 years old, ball boy, as always, on a Saturday afternoon.
What was the atmosphere like on that day in 1972?
It's completely electric. Everybody was buzzing. From where we used to congregate in the players' entrance, we getting these big cheers, and we thought, what's going on now? And then there's Swede worship, and then go back in and another big cheer, and I think, well, what was that? The parachutists were coming in. We were just in and out like little eels. We were amazing.
Tell us about the parachutists. What happened?
Yeah, the parachutists, there was 4 of them, and allegedly whoever got to the nearest to the centre spot, they were going to win. And on that day, 2 of them landed so-called Hereford near the penalty halfway spot. Sorry, cut that out. And the one ended up in the car park on the other side of the road. So therefore, it looked like a 2-1 win to somebody. We all hoped who it was for. Yeah, the parachutists, 4 of them were coming in. The ones that landed nearest to the halfway line, on the spot on the halfway line, were deemed to be the goal scorers. And there was 4 of them. 2 of them were sort of Hereford's parachutists, 2 Newcastle, 2 Hereford were almost on the spot. 1 was slightly further away, and 1 landed in the car park, which indicated a 2-1 win to Hereford.
What about the Swedes? Did you see any of that? Can you describe the ritual for us?
Yeah, I watched that from the halfway line, from the players' entrance. The ritual behind that is, being a Hereford country team, we had to worship something besides the ball because he cut up a pitch. And through tradition of many, many years, it's always been done, and still gets done occasionally now.
Can you describe what happens? Just,
Yeah, 3 or 4 lads come out with a Swede, put on the spot on the halfway line, gets worshipped, dribble down to the meadow end, and put in the goal, and hopefully it charms the goal for us to score again.
So you were a ball boy on the day.
That's correct.
What was it like? Describe the conditions, the playing.
On the day, being a ball boy, the pitch was absolutely a quagmire, so we weren't allowed on there beforehand. So what we did then was lead the teams out as far as we could, and then run to, personally, down the Blackfriars end, that's where I was stationed, and let the teams do their warm-up and toss of the coin and away to go. But being a ball boy meant that we got access to the ground more often than anybody else to be actually on the pitch, which is quite hallowed to us boys at 12 and 13-year-old. And although we took it all in our stride, thinking there's 16,000 people here, and just walk out in front of them and didn't think nothing of it. But you look back and you think, wow, all those people were looking at us. They weren't really, they were watching the teams come out, but that's the way it was.
You're being a ball boy on the day. What was the pitch conditions like? You know, the holding area before the match, leading the teams out.
Yeah, the actual playing surface on that day was like an absolute quagmire, so we weren't allowed to run on it as such. So in the players' entrance, there's a bench where us lads used to sit and wait till the bell rang. That was the indication to stand up. The teams were going to come out, and we would then lead the teams out onto the pitch. We'd lead them so far out, then disperse to our stations. Mine personally was at the Blackfriars end, which we always had a great view of the game and always had access to the ground. So yeah, on the day itself, we weren't really needed. We were surplus to requirements because there's that many people here. They were that close to the pitch. Everybody had a great time.
So the point at which that famous goal was scored, where were you? Can you describe that moment? What did people do? What was the atmosphere like?
When the actual goal was scored, standing more or less directly behind Ronnie Radford when he hit it, which gave me a perfect view of the flight of the ball, which was unbelievable. There was only one place that was going to go, and that was the top right-hand corner. Unbelievable. And with that, everybody just went berserk. The lads all come on the pitch, and as it was said in commentary, it would take ages to clear the pitch again, but it didn't. After the euphoria, bit of a celebration, woof, back to normal. Brilliant.
Hey, when we were chatting the other day, you talked about that. So at the end, final whistle blew into the alleyway. Describe that moment, because you couldn't get back out again, could you?
No. After the final whistle, when all the lads come on the pitch yet again, our job was to get the corner flags to take them back in, and we couldn't get our way back into the players' entrance. So with a bit of a jostle and a shuffle, we got there and we handed the flags over, and everybody was just, the press and the police were there sorting everybody out, and we were just stood around thinking, wow, we've done it. What are we going to do now? And we just stood there, everybody else was having a party, but little 13-year-olds don't get one. But we got home, look forward to the evening then and seeing the boys on the match of the day.
Do you remember the singing and the chanting on the day?
Singing and chanting, you'll always get wherever You'll Never Walk Alone, which was pretty well sang a lot. Just to wind up Malcolm MacDonald, this chant was MacDonald's a fairy, MacDonald's a fairy, but I'm sure he's heard worse than that and it didn't seem to put him off. Well, we don't think it did, but he only scored the one where he predicted scoring 10. There we go, that's life.
What the club means to the county, not just the city, the county, and that one match that seems to have united so many people.
That one match which we always refer to on the 5th of February 1972 is engraved into people's memories for one reason. The amount of people it drew into the town that day, and the amount of people should always come into the town. But in saying that, why people remember it more was the fact that there was such a big crowd, a lot of people, but the underdog won. And when the underdog wins, everybody wants to remember. And people of a certain generation, you ask them where they were on that day, they will know. It's like who shot JFK and stuff like that. You really love it. And what it means to the city and people of my generation, it's what the foundation of a good football club should come from. We can only go forward again. Even now when I talk about the game, the day, it just brings me goosebumps. One other thing which a lot of people have forgotten about that day was that the players, the Hereford players, all had plastic balls which were signed, and they got kicked into the crowd, into the meadow end, up into the stands. As a ball boy and the other lads, we were all given one of those balls. If anybody's ever got one now, it's worth a fortune. I know where mine is, down the tip about 10 years ago. It deflated, all the autographs become unrecognisable, and it was just a blob of plastic, and it went. But if anybody's got one of those balls, hang on, because they are worth a lot of money now, I should say.